And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Next time you're in Cheviot or make your way to Cheviot on Harrison Avenue, you'll find Hail Mary Sports Bar. They're in the Dora District, so you can go from bar to bar with your drinks, or just hang out at Hail Mary's. 27 TVs, 9-screen video wall. They have the DirecTV sports package so they can stream all the games. And, of course, Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines, and obviously ice cold Cincy Light on tap in a 32.8 degree beer frosted glass. Sorry, I was looking to my left as Rory McIlroy wins the Masters. Exciting times. It's such a great tournament. Like that, the Masters never fails to live up to the hype.
Don't talk about mud balls.
I'm not a golf on TV guy unless I'm really in need of like a good Sunday nap. But the Masters delivers. Let's get to it. Little Sunday show here. We haven't touched on kind of the big topic in college sports over the past couple days, so we're gonna get to that here in just a minute. Quick update though. Jalen Celestine, who was the transfer forward from Baylor. Visit is complete at Cincinnati. At this point, I have not heard of any other visits in the works, but no commitment. Don't know if we're on commitment watch yet or not, but do know that the visit went well. It is complete. So no other visits to my knowledge yet scheduled at this time. So if that information changes, go to BearcatJournal.com and get caught up, because
he's a shooter.
We take care of. He is a shooter. Shot 44% his 2 years ago at Cal, and then the Baylor fans were disappointed with him because he only shot like 36% at Baylor. You know what we do around here for 36% three-point shooters? Don't get them much.
We beg for them, actually, is what we do.
Let's talk about the big topic in college sports through the weekend, and that is Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava, who, if you remember, signed an $8 million NIL deal coming out of high school to go to Tennessee. They are 2 years into that deal. And I guess Nico's dad runs everything. He doesn't have an agent. It's his dad. So they, in light of the explosion of contracts around college sports, they wanted more money. And the dad started calling around to other schools to shop his son, because I think Wednesday the spring transfer portal opens. So strong arming Tennessee a little bit. We either want more money or we're going to go into the transfer portal.
Well, how dirty was that move after being in spring practice the entire time up until the day before the spring game? What are you doing?
So I guess his dad called Oregon to shop the kid to Oregon. Oregon staff has a great relationship with Josh Heupel. So they called the Tennessee staff and said, hey, might want to know your starting quarterback is shopping around. And then he held out of the practice before the spring game. No show, no call, just didn't show up, as kind of a I want more money, I'm holding out type deal. And then everything got turned on its ear when Josh Heupel, Tennessee's coach, called the team together and said, hey, he's no longer our quarterback. We are letting him go.
What a great move by Tennessee, because had they done what Nico was asking for, that would set a terrible precedent for the sport. It would set a terrible precedent for the future. And it's, in my opinion, it's a can of worms that you don't want to start messing with. And I hope nobody else gives him $4 million. I mean, maybe he gets 3, maybe.
I mean, if you really looked at Tennessee, they had a
What did you
great
do?
team. Their passing game stunk.
He had, I think, what he had under 3,000 yards. I think it ended up 2,600, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And 19 touchdowns.
It wasn't great, and a lot of that was, if you remember, they started hot, and then
I believe
cooled off offensively drastically.
I believe 11 of his 19 were against like 3 teams.
Yeah, the first 3 or 4 games of the season, they started off cooking.
Let's not forget that the SEC plays one extra cupcake game than everybody else.
Yeah. So it's an interesting position. I love the way Heupel has handled it.
Agreed.
Like,
and
you have a contract.
Kudos to Oregon for even calling Tennessee. Like, that
ain't how this works.
Not usually. Not usually.
Right. And then there's rumblings, of course, that the night before they let him go, now Tennessee has got feelers out. Are there any high-level quarterbacks out there that might want to be the quarterback of the Vols?
Well, because you have to do that, right?
But that's shady as shit too. These guys are coming out of spring ball. Like, you're just doing to somebody else what your quarterback was trying to do to you.
Yes and no.
No, yes. Yes. Those aren't your quarterbacks. They're somebody else's quarterback. If they're in the transfer portal, cool. That's the pool you have to work with.
Let's not kid ourselves, though, that if they're in the transfer portal, we know what this is all about.
I know, but if you're going to be up in arms because your quarterback's dad was shopping him around while he was on your team, it's just as screwed up to start calling quarterbacks from around the country and say, hey, we Tennessee needs a quarterback. What do you guys think? Transfer portal? That's shady. It's the way that all this works now. I'm not dumb enough to think that it's not, but my point being, you're just doubling back and you're going to do what somebody else, what you were pissed off was being done to you.
But at that point, it's the coach who has the power, not the player who has the power, and everybody's happy about that.
Sure. It's like when people, like Major League Baseball fans, side with the owners. What are we doing? You're siding with the billionaires.
Not ever. Not in baseball.
You're siding with the coaches. The guys that have all the power, people are going to side with them. I don't like it. But it does bring up interesting future situations, because for the most part right now, these deals are 1-year deals. For the most part. There are 2-year deals out there. People don't talk about them, but they exist.
Well, it's so funny that we call them 1-year deals, because they're only 1-year deals if the player decides to stick around for that year. If they decide to leave and they've already signed, apparently it doesn't matter. Just ask Robert Wright.
Exactly. Which is another whole situation. If you don't know, Robert Wright, who was the point guard for Baylor, signed his NIL deal to stay at Baylor, and then somebody from BYU, we got $3.5 million. If you're only getting 1.5 or whatever from Baylor, come get 3.5 from us. And that non-binding NIL deal did not last long in the Robert Wright camp. But the point being, we're going to see this the farther we go. Especially, I would imagine the deals going forward are going to be a little more binding, because they're going to be with the school for revenue share. They're not going to be with an outside collective, where if you break your deal with the collective, there's no direct link supposedly, to the school. Now you're going to be breaking a deal with the school going forward. But, Aaron, holdouts happen in pro sports constantly. To think that they're not going to happen in college sports is sticking your head in the sand.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what's actually going to happen with these deals because they're still not employees of the school. They're just deals with the school. Okay. And they were deals with the NIL collective. And none of it means anything. Take them to court. You'll win. I promise. I don't know. Are we done with the NIL collectives? No. Those are still going to be a thing.
NIL is still going to be a thing. We'll see how much of a thing based on when this House case goes final, and then we see how they try to implement true NIL, which I think is crazy because I don't think you can tell somebody this is what your worth is. Well, no, my worth is what somebody will pay me. If an ad deal for Bearcat Journal is normally $500 a month, and somebody wants to come in and give me $5,000 a month for that, there's nobody that's going to be like, they're giving you more than you're worth. We're going to have to keep that in check. No, that $5,000 deal means a deal is now worth $5,000, or at least it was for the person that was willing to pay it. So I don't know how that works. It will be challenged in court. The NCAA will lose no matter what. Like, that's just how that goes. But a lot of people feel like this is, a step in the right direction, that Tennessee stood up to their principles, which I agree with, but I don't think it changes much. What's it change?
It changes Nico's future because he's not getting $4 million. That's it. I mean,
right now he's getting no $1 million.
Correct. I'm curious to see where he lands, and because does that taint him to where nobody wants to touch him?
Well, everybody knows it's the day.
Dirty now. Well, sure, but
yeah,
it's dirty now. Like, do you really want to take a chance with this kid? What if you get him now? Right. Is he going to hold out come fall? Like, no, I'm not doing these fall practices until I get more money because I came to your school. You're planning on me now, but I need more money.
Well, also, like, he's got 2 years left as it currently stands.
He's a sophomore,
yeah, he's a sophomore. So I have his upcoming junior and senior years to go. So if you sign him for his junior year, his senior year, he's going to ask for more money. Like, sure. you already know whatever he comes in at, he's going to want more next year. His dad's going to be shopping him around. Like, the circus is coming back to town regardless. That would give me pause on recruiting the guy.
Sure.
It's very messy. Very messy. But kudos to Josh.
I wouldn't want anything. Yeah, I wouldn't want anything to do with it. Dave, get your boys in check.
Dave would probably say, I got my boys in check. The guy tried to hold us hostage. Stop. Put guillotine, please. Out. Done. Get the out. And that's exactly what they did in the blink of an eye. Kudos to Tennessee. That's the nightcap. Nico, speaking of Nico Palizzetti tomorrow night, Monday night, 8 o'clock on the BBP to talk some spring football. Aaron, you have a wonderful Sunday evening. Is he there? Is he froze? I think he's froze. We'll see you next time. That's the nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar.